This fake will be the rear cross, the rear power punch, cross or hook, whatever. We're gonna put the fear into our partner with the rear hand fake, okay? You can go to quite a lot of things off the fake. So depending on the reaction you draw, you might choose what you want to go to. I'll give you a few examples of what you can go to. There are some things that you can't go to with full power or speed, like maybe strikes off the lead leg, because during the fake, I'm loading up more weight on this leg, so this leg becomes a little bit harder to use. The rear leg is ready to use for strikes. The rear hand can be used for strikes again. The lead hand can be used for strikes.
Much is snoring.
Matthew doesn't find this interesting. Faking the rear hand, you have to be careful to not leave the face open too much. Generally for this fake, so I can use my leg as well if I want to. The range is very important, so you've got to gauge your range with your partner depending on what you you have an idea of what you preference, what you want to go to. You either preference you want to go to hands, like I'm already anticipating what's going to happen. I'm going to choose that I'm going to fake this and go to a hand. Let's say if I'm a hand fighter, or if I'm a leg fighter, I want more distance. I will execute the fake from further out with more emphasis and then finish off with the leg strike. Okay, so similar to the rear kick fake, where we go through the technique and we just pause it before the full technique. Same with the rear hand, but we're going to probably overemphasize it a bit more. The leg's a little bit easier to see, the hand's not as easy to see. So if I fake it like this, maybe it's not as obvious, and they might not pick it up. Some people will. Some people have got good eye, good vision. If so, that can suffice. It's better for you, it's less movement, it's faster. Okay, so to overemphasize this rear hand, I sort of want to have a longer stance and wind it up. So I'm maybe instead of going forward like I would my regular punch, I'm going to pull it back a little bit. I'm going to pull it back and I'm going to do this mouth. I'm going to hit you. Over here. Raise the eyebrow like this. This helps. You're laughing, but this helps, I'm serious. And from here, you want to be careful not to you can do like this, huh, if you want, But it's a little bit vulnerable, head kick, stuff like that. So you sort of want to keep it a bit tighter. And you're like this. And I'm always ready, whenever I fake, you always got to be ready for worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that their reaction is an attack. You have to be ready for these things. You have to anticipate what could potentially come at you. If you know you're fighting a really good kick fighter, you got to be careful that they're probably going to take this leg out, or they're going to kick the body, kick the head. So you got to test a little bit, while you're here, you're fighting, test, see what happens. They don't react a little bit, wind it up a bit more, and learn what they do. The most important thing with all these fakes is that you know who you're dealing with and you know what their reactions may be. I'll show you now how to go to some strikes off the rear punch fake. Okay, so from here, after I do my fake, some of the ones I like to do. Not everything has to score. Not everything has to hurt. I quite like to annoy my opponent, just frustrate them so that we can break their game plan down. And this is quite effective at doing it. If I fake the big right hand and then finish with a jab, it doesn't hurt them. It's just really frustrating. It'll catch them off guard. They're expecting a big loop, a long time punch, and then this short jab. It's being really close to my partner. Just sticking it out. It's really frustrating. And do a double bop bop. So like this here. Yeah. Again, one more time. Fake. 1, 2 jabs, up to you. Also, while we're on the lead hand, when I do this fake cross, let's say I want to throw a hook, I'm going to rotate a little bit more. So from here, a fake cross, and then from here, unwind with the hook. Again, fake cross, boom, unwind. That hook can also go to the body. Liver shot. Okay. For me, in preference, I much rather use the legs. But before we get to the legs, I forgot, I'll show you one more off the rear hand. Off the fake strike, we can also throw the strike for real, okay? It's just delaying the strike. They'll find the reaction, they relax, they get hit with the real strike. Boop, to the body. No problem. Okay? Now, rear leg. From here, I got more distance. I'm a fake. Whoop, chop leg. Alright, so that's a good one to practice. Whoop, chop leg. Or rear push kick. That's probably the next thing I would go for. Whoop, push down the middle. Whoop, push. Would I go a body kick? Oh, yeah, can go body kick too. You can use this right leg pretty comfortably to any of the strikes you want to do. If a person has really good vision and really good range, they may not fall for the fake punch at kick distance. So you gotta be careful with that. Perhaps you might need to hit them a couple of times with the real punch first from a distance so they know that you're capable of doing it. Fakes, range is very important for fakes. The range has to be believable. Similar when we talked about the lead push kick fake. We can't be 2 meters away from our partner and lift the leg like this. They will not react. Doesn't matter how fast and explosive I lift this, because they know that I cannot reach them. So same with the punch. If I'm well out of range and I've never hit them with it before, and I do this, they're very likely to not react. You know, like a long reaching one, or something like that, and they've been hit, they're gonna fear it a bit more. Again, you know, we're in different mindsets when we fight. If we're on the defense, if we've been hurt a little bit, and we're fearing the power that our partner's throwing, we're more likely to be reactive, very reactive. If we're very confident and we're aggressive, this is probably not the best time to implement fakes on someone when they're behaving like that. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the vibe, maybe the vibe of the fight, or you know, like how your opponent is feeling, something like that. Yeah, you got to pick that up. That comes with experience, but nothing can. I mean, that doesn't stop you from practicing your fakes. Thank you for joining me. That's our fake technique for this week.